Greetings YouTube, this is Quentin Network Creations TV, and this is a review of the HTC One. I've been using this phone for about a week now. Well, actually not quite a week, but almost a week. And I have to say, I really love it. This is probably my favorite to date Android phone. I like Blink Feed. I didn't think I would like it, but I end up every day, I should say, looking and reading something on it that shows up, and it really impresses me, and I really like it. The phone itself, as you know, if you've seen on other reviews, has an excellent build quality. It has an aluminum finish, although there have been some quality assurance issues as far as gaps around the edge between the plastic and the aluminum. I haven't had that great of a problem. I do have a small gap at the top. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's so small and minute, I'm not going to really worry about it. I don't have any dead pixels or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep this phone and not worry about it. But that's the only really issue. But other than that, the build quality is excellent. Okay, a brief look around the phone. Of course, you have your prominent two front speakers on the bottom, top and bottom. You have your front-facing camera. You have your sensors, your proximity sensors. On the side, you have your SIM ejection tray. Other side, you have your volume rocker, which is like a etched. It's got a cool feeling. It's got like a etched metal type feeling, and it's kind of flush. On the back, you have your 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera, your flash, and your microphone, noise cancellation microphone, I should say. This is a T-Mobile version, and it doesn't have any carrier branding, which I like. It has the Beats Audio logo. I've read and I've watched videos that said these little the plastic areas on the back, these little strips, are for the antenna. I'm not really sure, but that's what I've read. Overall, this is a really nice feeling phone. Also, I should say, at the bottom you have your USB charging port and your primary microphone. Let's take a look at how it looks compared to other phones. This is my Nexus 4, and it's a little taller than the Nexus 4. A little bit taller, but just about the same width. Probably a little taller and a little narrower. And as far as screen, the screen really looks good. You know, they use the same technologies, but the Nexus 4, well, I should say the HTC One, the colors do look a little better on the HTC than the Nexus. But overall, they're both great screens, but I would have to give the nod to the HTC as far as color reproduction. Okay, this is Blink Feed, and this is your home screen. And initially, I didn't think I was going to like this, but I actually like it. You know, it has your weather and your date and the time, and you can't remove that or change it, but that's okay. Right here you can pull down, if you can see, you kind of swipe down slightly and you go to your settings, topics and services, and this is where you can customize what you want to show up on the screen. I don't have a whole lot. AL music, I don't know how, I didn't even check that. Anyway, I have CNET, Engadget, The Verge, and then you have your categories. You have lifestyle, and you have different categories there. I just have health. You have sports, technology, and science. A lot of different categories that you can choose from. And to refresh it and see it's updating right now. To refresh, you just pull down and release it, and it refreshes. And then also, I mean, you can go to different stories, and you read a partial, like a mini story, and then some stories are longer. You can go, it plays videos from, you can play videos from this area if there's a video. You can view the original story on the website, like so. And I like blink feed. I read it a lot. Then you swipe and go to your traditional Android home screens. And what I really like about this phone is it's really fluid. It's really whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. It's really fluid, and it operates really well. Only negative I really have, or one of the negatives I have, is the capacitive buttons are kind of something. It takes getting used to. Like you just saw me, I accidentally pressed the camera. Sometimes when I press home, I accidentally hit the camera, and they're not always as responsive. You have to kind of press them multiple times for them to work. So that's a negative. But other than that, it's a really neat device as far as a UI. Another thing that's kind of strange, and you've probably seen this on other videos, is if you want to add an icon, you can't just grab it and drag it to the screen. You have to drag it up like so and then bring it down, which is kind of strange. But one cool thing I learned is you can, if you want to move a widget or a app to another screen, you can do it by, you can hold let's see if I can do it on camera. You can hold it down and swipe like so with the other finger, and put it on the other screen. I have my home screens filled up, so it's kind of hard for me to give you a good example of it. But I can show you with another app. Let me see. You hold down like so, and swipe, and bring the other one to the other screen. And if you want to bring it back, hold it down, swipe, like so. I hope you saw that good. That's kind of a neat trick. Kind of have to have long, big hands to do it, but it works. Another thing is the power button on the top. I thought I would like this, but I'm so used to the Samsung and my Nexus with the power button over here. I don't like it as much because when I'm holding the phone, I kind of got to work it up to turn it off. And I've got kind of long fingers and big hands, so I can do it. But people with small hands, I could see it be kind of a difficulty. So that's a little bit of a negative, but I mean, not that bad. But other than that, I mean, the UI is really nice. I mean, this the app drawer area, this app area, I changed it to the different grid size. The default is a different grid size, and I'm see if I can change it back. Grid size right here. See, the default is 3x4, like so, but you can change it back to 4x5, which is, to me, is a lot better. And you've undoubtedly probably seen this in other videos. Also, you might have seen where you can't change anything in this dock area just by bringing it up and out of here. If you try to bring it up and out, it'll just recreate itself, which is kind of weird, you know. And these are some of the small things you got to get used to on not TouchWiz, Sense, is stuff like this. And you know, the only way you can really change it, you have to do it from within the app area. From this area, you bring it back to where you want, what you want in your drawer. So like so, I can move it and then move this back down into the drawer, which I don't really want that, but for demonstration purposes, I'll show you. Now I move Chrome right back to where it goes. But that's kind of strange, and it takes something to it takes getting used to. But just a HTC thing. Another one of the neat things about this phone that I really enjoy is the TV application. And basically, when you set this up, you can set up, and it'll populate all your favorite programs or what you may like. There it goes, and it's pretty accurate. Right here, you can click, and I've already set mine up. But basically, this will control you have different profiles. It's sort of like a Harmony Touch, which I have, and it operates in that kind of the same way, which is it's funny because Harmony Touch is really expensive, and this is just on your phone. But actually, the Harmony Touch is probably, you have a little more customization, a little more settings. But anyway, this I mean, you control your volume, your channels, and everything right from this IR remote, which also acts as the power button. But it's pretty neat. I really like it. I've tried it a few times, tested it out on my TV, and I like it. And then you can turn off your TV, you know, too, from here. Turn off all your devices, your TV, your if you have a amplifier or receiver, and then this is where you set everything up, you know. And I set mine up for United States, and then you can, you know, you set your location, and then you put in what kind of device you have, and it actually works really well. I haven't really tried these channels, like going to specific channels, but I may in the future. But if you don't have a remote, if you don't want to spend money on a universal remote, this is a really cool feature, especially doing it from your phone. After using the TV app, it puts a small setting up in your notification area where you can go right to it, but you can swipe that away, or well, maybe you can't, or you can close it. You can't swipe it, and then it'll take it away. Another thing that I've learned, this phone has excellent battery life, at least for me. I mean, I can get through a 12-hour, 13-hour day and still I've had like 60% left. Sometimes I've had 30. Usually it depends on how much I mess with the phone. Another thing is you use power save, which I use. That makes it last even longer. And I have a tip from another reviewer, when you have it in power save, to check CPU power and data connection, and uncheck display and vibration. And this has worked really well. And this is not my idea. This is something I watch a lot of other reviewers, and this is something I got from someone else. But it's a really excellent idea, and it works. But the battery, it works really good even without power save. I've noticed. I did test just to see, you know, which one was better, and I think power save probably does make it last a little longer, but I mean, it does okay just without having power save on. Okay, let's check out the settings area. And you can get to settings by swiping down and clicking right there, and it takes you to settings. And then here's an area where you can personalize your lock screen wallpaper and home screen. But a quicker way to get to that area is swiping down on your BlinkFeed homepage and going to settings, like right here. And it just takes you straight to personalize and auto refresh and your local content. You can just click here. So that's a little faster, but not, you know, not too much faster. But anyway, once you're in the personalized section, you can choose your wallpaper, you know, from your gallery, HTC Live wallpapers, your lock screen style. You click right here, and it basically has the different profiles, which is pretty neat. Right now I have this profile right here with the weather on the bottom, and you know, the operator at top. You can have it with different profiles, such as all your notifications, all your pictures. This one, let me see, I don't know what this one is. I think this is video. That one's like your BlinkFeed type information. Right now, this is what I choose. And then if you want to take it further and choose your own wallpaper, you have to click settings. And then this is where you use a custom wallpaper. If you don't do that, it'll just have the default wallpaper. So from this page, you go settings, use custom wallpaper, and then you can go through your pictures, and these are all my pictures. And then you can go through, and then this is when you can choose the wallpaper that you want on your lock screen itself. But it's not like other versions of Android or earlier versions where you hold down the home screen, a long press on the home screen, I should say, and then you can choose your wallpaper or your your widgets from that. And speaking of widgets, to add widgets, but you do long press the screen, and then this is how you can add widgets, and you just drag them up to the screen of choice if you have room. And like if you don't have room, it turns red. You can see I don't have any room. If it does, it won't be red. It'll be like a just normal, like a blue looking color. But this is where you add widgets, and you can also do apps, and then you can add them to the screen. This is another way of adding them without having to drag it up to the corner. I've seen you can just drag it out here and drag one to the home screen like so. And you can remove, of course, you just drag up to remove what you want to remove. But if you have enough room, I have my home screen is so populated. When I long pressed it the first time, it was trying to ask me if I wanted to. It wasn't asking me, excuse me. It was wanting me to see if I wanted to remove a widget. But this is how you get to your widget area and your app area. So this is how you add widgets. Like I said, it takes some getting used to. And to see the button was I had to tap the button a few times to get it to come down to back to the home screen. So that's a negative. I don't like that, but I mean, it's not a deal breaker. I still love the phone. Still a great phone. It's just the buttons are a little unresponsive at times, I should say. Of course, you have Beats Audio, which I don't mind. I mean, you can turn it on and off. Unlike the HTC One X, I actually like the Beats Audio version on this phone. It sounds a lot better to me. But I use different earphones also. The earphones, or whatever you choose to use, makes a big difference. But I also use Power Amp, and it works well with Power Amp. It doesn't interfere with it. It just kind of boosts the sound a little bit. And with Power Amp, you can still do your own EQ settings. Google Music, Beats works. It works really well with it. And I actually enjoy it and like it. Another thing I wish HTC did, well, two things I wish they had. A battery percentage area by default where it shows your battery percentage. Of course, you can download an app like I have, but I mean, it's really neat to have it already built into the UI. And also a quick toggle settings. And also, this is another app. Like I said, you can do your own app and do your toggles, but it would be neat to have it incorporated into the UI. And we're going to do a speed test. One thing I like about this phone is the speed. The radios are really neat in it. I mean, really good. I get 4G in areas that I rarely got it in. And usually where I would just get Edge, I get 4G. Okay. So this is not the best speed. I've gotten a lot higher. But today, for some reason, this is about all I've been getting. About 4, 5 at the most. Okay, I'm getting up there. The most I've gotten so far out of this phone, I think, is about 18. But it just depends. HSPA Plus, or I should say DC HSPA Plus 42, is it's kind of up and down. Some days I've gotten as high as almost 20, and sometimes you only get like what I'm getting now. So, and then that's good. There we go. That's about what I'm used to getting, like 10. And but I mean, you can't complain. I mean, if you're getting 10 down, you can stream anything. If you're getting 6 down, you can stream anything. And the upload's okay. The ping is mostly good. And you can see my results. I've did a lot of tests, and I've got lots of different speeds. Like I have these are the few I just did, and then I have 13, 9, 11, just all over the place, of speeds. And I got some really super low speeds. I've gotten 14. I guess, as I say, about 14, almost 15 is the highest I've got, which is really good. I can't wait till LTE comes out for T-Mobile. But as far as speed and coverage and the wireless, even the wireless signal is really strong with this phone. It's stronger than anything I've had to date. One of the complaints I've heard about this phone, which doesn't bother me totally that much, is this little black bar. I don't know why it's just on this version on Sense. I don't know if it's Sense or it's HTC. Well, it's obviously Sense because other Android phones I've had don't do this. But I have a Nexus, so the Nexus, I mean, it has the software buttons.
Message coming in on secured channel.
Okay, and I got a email on my other phone. But the Nexus, it has the software buttons, so it's not gonna have the that black bar at the bottom. It has a selection on the bottom, but you can see it's right there on the side. So that may be just due to the interface of you know, the interface of not being stock Android, I should say. But it's a little annoying, but it's not that bad. Some people really don't like it at all. The capacitive buttons take a little getting used to because you only have the home and back button. And the home button, it has a multiple functions. You can basically long press, and that gets you to Google Now, which is cool. Takes some getting used to, and it's a little slower, a little bit slower because I'm on my cellular, but actually it's not working too bad. Okay. And then you can also double tap, and that gives you all your recent apps that you can swipe away. So it has multiple functions, basically, other than just being the home button. The email app is one thing I'd like to show you. Now this is just the email app. This is not Gmail, but if you have another email, like a business email like I do, the email itself, when you first, by default, it doesn't show the full email. It shows you basically in a text mode, and I'll give you an example. See how it gives you a text mode view where you don't see the pictures, but you can go into your settings in the email, and you have to check how you want to view the email. You know, you go, here's your email, and of course you go to settings, and then you go to sync, send, and receive, and then you go into here, and in here is an area where it tells you the mail size limit right here. Click on that, and you have, by default, it has like text only. I think it's 1 kilobit text only, and then text only is what I showed you before. You want to select either maximum size, or I mean you can select smaller sizes. Like, let me see, I'll select that's my cat, excuse her. I'll select 100 kilobits and see if it's any different. And that makes it a little smaller, you know, and you can probably make it even smaller to fit the whole screen. Okay, I'm gonna try to make it a little smaller. Right now I'm at 100 kilobits, and we'll try 50, and that may be a little better. Okay, a little better, but still kind of big. Probably have to set it at one of the smallest limits to view it in the total screen. But anyway, that's just a tip for your email that you can use if you want to. Like I said, if you just don't want to, if you don't want to just view the text, and you want to view pictures and everything. Okay, next I'm gonna have you look at the video and picture performance of the HTC One. Here's a quick look at the camera. And you can swipe up from the lock screen, of course. And I don't know a whole lot about the camera. I've taken pictures and videos with it, which is pretty easy. You have the Zoe feature right here. You can click, and when you take the picture, it takes multiple pictures and does it like a little film strip. I haven't really tried that a whole lot, so I don't know a lot about it. This is the normal mode. You have your camera taking pictures in your video, and you just click here to take a picture, like so, and it saves it like that, and then you can just go back to your camera. Excuse my cat, she's protesting. She wants to be in the video. The video, as soon as you click video, it records. That's something I found out. It doesn't have like an option to you know, switch to the camera and then record. When you click on the camera, it records. Just like if you click on the picture, it records. So either or, whichever one you choose, that's what it's gonna do immediately. There's no selection. Then till you swipe up, or let me see, I didn't do that correctly. You swipe the screen, and there I am to go to the front-facing camera, and then you just swipe again to go back, which is kind of different. And that's something I didn't know how you did that. When I was playing with this in the store, I didn't realize how you did it. Here's the little settings area. Like here, you can select your normal scene, night, HDR, flash, auto flash, or just no flash or auto flash or no flash. And then here's your zoom, where you can zoom it in and out. But that's a brief viewing of the camera interface. Here's another section for different, I guess, oh, that's cool, okay. You got different effects. Oh, that's different effects for how you want to view take the picture or edit your pictures. So the camera's pretty good. Whoops, let me hold that back. See if you can see that again, the different effects. You know, that's, you know, and a lot of different effects, neat things you can do with the camera. I'm not a camera expert, so I don't know, I don't do this a whole lot, but that's just a brief overview of it. Another feature I wanted to mention in Blink Feed is if you're at the pretty down into your content and you want to go back up to the top, you can just press home and it'll go straight back. You can either press home or the top of the screen, but I'm more familiar. Seems like it'd be easier just to press home and it pops back up. And so that's something else I wanted to touch on. The storage on this phone is great too. One of the things I like that HTC did is the smallest amount of storage you have is a 32, and I would prefer 64 because I would like to have all you can get, but 32 is, I mean, pretty good for a phone, and that's a really big plus. It doesn't have expandable storage, but I mean 32 and 64 solid state storage is pretty decent. Okay, overall I would say this is a great phone. It's fluid. The fit and finish is real excellent, and the fluidness of it and the look of it really makes the user experience really nice, and I would highly recommend it. I'll be getting the S4 also and doing a review on that, so stay tuned. If you like this video, just give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate it, and thank you for watching, and have a nice day.